The morning of June 12, 2025 began like any other at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad, India. Air India Flight AI-171, a state-of-the-art Boeing 787 Dreamliner, was preparing for its long-haul journey to London Gatwick. The aircraft, filled with passengers embarking on business trips, family visits, and holidays, taxied to the runway under a clear sky. The anticipation of a routine flight soon gave way to an unimaginable sequence of events that would end in catastrophe. Shortly after becoming airborne, the familiar roar of the engines faltered, replaced by an eerie silence that signaled a developing emergency of the gravest nature. Within minutes of takeoff, something went catastrophically wrong. The Dreamliner, a symbol of modern aviation technology and safety, managed to climb to a mere 450 feet before it began to lose all power. For those on board, the initial jolt of the power loss would have been terrifying, quickly followed by the sickening realization that the aircraft was no longer climbing, but descending at an alarming rate. On the ground, witnesses looked up in horror, seeing the massive plane struggle against gravity, its wings dipping as the pilots fought for control that was rapidly slipping away from them. This was not just an emergency. It was a battle for survival being waged in the skies above a bustling city. The final moments of Flight AI-171 were a desperate struggle against time and physics. With no engine power to maintain altitude, the aircraft became a glider, its path dictated by momentum and the frantic inputs of the flight crew. The plane descended over the outskirts of Ahmedabad, its low altitude making a safe landing an impossibility. The pilots' final heroic efforts were focused on one thing: avoiding the densely populated residential areas that lay directly in their path. The aircraft ultimately collided with two buildings, a medical college hostel and a nearby military building, exploding into a massive fireball upon impact and sending a plume of black smoke billowing into the sky. The crash site was a scene of utter devastation. The impact had obliterated large sections of the buildings, mingling aircraft wreckage with concrete and steel. First responders who rushed to the scene were met with an inferno that took hours to control, hampering immediate rescue efforts. The scale of the tragedy was immediately apparent. The aircraft had been torn apart, and the lives of those on board and on the ground were irrevocably altered. The flight that had started with so much promise had ended in a field of debris, marking one of the darkest days in India's aviation history and raising urgent questions about the safety of one of the world's most advanced passenger jets. The human toll of the Air India Flight AI-171 disaster was staggering and immediate. In total, at least 270 people lost their lives in the tragedy, a number that includes all passengers and crew members aboard the aircraft, as well as several individuals on the ground who were in the medical college hostel and military building at the time of impact. Families in India, the United Kingdom, and around the world who had been awaiting news of their loved ones were plunged into mourning. The initial passenger manifest became a roll call of the deceased, each name representing a life cut short and a network of grieving friends and relatives left to grapple with the sudden violent loss. Among the victims was the flight's commander, Captain Sumit Sabharwal, a seasoned pilot with an impressive 22 years of experience. In the aftermath of the crash, investigators and aviation experts began to piece together the final moments from air traffic control communications and the aircraft's trajectory. It became clear that Captain Sabharwal and his co-pilot had performed an act of incredible bravery. Faced with a complete loss of power and with only seconds to react, they skillfully maneuvered the crippled aircraft away from densely packed apartment complexes, guiding it toward a less populated area. This final, selfless act undoubtedly saved countless more lives on the ground, cementing Captain Sabharwal's legacy as a hero who prioritized the safety of others until the very end. Amid the widespread devastation and overwhelming loss, one story emerged that seemed to defy all odds: the miraculous survival of a single passenger. Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, a 40-year-old British national, was found alive in the wreckage. Seated in 11A, Ramesh was somehow thrown clear of the main fuselage during the impact sequence. He managed to escape the burning debris through a ruptured section of the emergency door, sustaining injuries but ultimately surviving an event that claimed everyone else on board. His survival is a testament to the unpredictable nature of air disasters, where chance and circumstance can play a life or death role. Currently recovering in a local hospital and listed in stable condition, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, is being hailed as the sole survivor of one of the deadliest air crashes in recent memory. His incredible story provides a small but vital flicker of hope in an otherwise dark and tragic event. While he faces a long road to physical and emotional recovery, his testimony will be invaluable to investigators seeking to understand the precise sequence of events inside the cabin during the aircraft's final descent. For the world watching, his survival is a powerful reminder of human resilience in the face of unimaginable trauma and loss. In the immediate aftermath of the crash, a massive investigation was launched to determine the cause of the catastrophic failure of Flight AI-171. The primary theory, supported by eyewitness accounts and video footage, points to a simultaneous dual-engine failure, an extremely rare and perilous event in modern aviation. Cell phone videos captured by onlookers showed a small propeller-like device deploying from the aircraft's fuselage. This was the Ram Air Turbine, or RAT, a critical emergency system. The RAT is designed to automatically deploy and provide essential hydraulic and electrical power to the flight controls only when both engines have completely failed, offering compelling evidence of a total power loss. The search for definitive answers led investigators to the heart of the wreckage, where they focused on locating the aircraft's two black boxes. These devices, the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder, are engineered to withstand extreme impact and fire. After a meticulous search through the debris field, recovery teams successfully located both recorders. The cockpit voice recorder contains audio from the cockpit, capturing the pilot's conversations and any audible alarms, while the flight data recorder logs thousands of flight parameters, from engine performance to control surface movements. The information held within these two boxes is crucial for reconstructing the flight's final moments and understanding what led to the engine failure. While the black boxes undergo detailed analysis by experts, Indian aviation authorities have taken immediate and decisive action to prevent a potential recurrence. Citing the urgent need to ensure public safety, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation has ordered a comprehensive inspection of all Boeing 787 Dreamliners currently operated by Indian carriers. This precautionary measure involves rigorous checks on the engines and related systems of every similar aircraft in the country. The goal is to identify any potential systemic flaws or maintenance issues that could have contributed to the AI-171 tragedy, grounding planes if necessary until they are deemed unequivocally safe for flight. This incident is not the first major air disaster to strike the carrier in recent years, though its circumstances are vastly different. In August 2020, Air India Express Flight 1344, a Boeing 737, overshot the runway during a landing in heavy rain at Kozhikode, resulting in 21 fatalities. That accident was largely attributed to pilot error under challenging weather conditions. The crash of AI-171, however, appears to be rooted in a mechanical failure of a technologically advanced aircraft, shifting the focus from human factors to the reliability of the machine itself. This distinction makes the current investigation even more critical for the manufacturer and airlines worldwide. The crash of Air India Flight AI-171 holds a somber but significant place in aviation history, primarily because it marks the first fatal accident involving the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Since its introduction in 2011, the Dreamliner has been hailed as a revolutionary aircraft, praised for its fuel efficiency, composite materials, and advanced electronic systems. It has maintained an impeccable safety record for over a decade, making this crash a shocking and deeply concerning development for the aviation industry. The incident shatters the aircraft's aura of invincibility and forces manufacturers, airlines, and regulators to confront the possibility of a latent flaw in one of the world's most sophisticated passenger jets. The investigation's findings will have profound and far-reaching implications for the future of aviation. If the suspected dual-engine failure is confirmed to be the result of a design or manufacturing defect, it could trigger a global response, potentially leading to a worldwide grounding of the Dreamliner fleet for mandatory modifications. Such a move would have massive financial and logistical consequences for airlines that have built their long-haul strategies around the 787. More importantly, it will force a re-evaluation of the certification processes for new aircraft technologies and the protocols for engine maintenance and inspection across the entire industry. This tragedy serves as a stark reminder that despite incredible technological advancements, the pursuit of absolute safety in aviation is a continuous and unending journey. Every major air disaster, from the de Havilland comet crashes of the 1950s that taught us about metal fatigue to this modern-day incident, has driven critical safety improvements. The lessons learned from the wreckage of AI-171 will undoubtedly lead to new regulations, enhanced safety protocols, and design changes that will make flying safer for future generations. The loss of 270 lives is a terrible price to pay, but their memory will be honored by the improvements that emerge from this investigation. Ultimately, the crash of Flight AI-171 will be remembered not only for its tragic loss of life and the heroism of its crew, but also as a critical turning point. It forces the industry to look beyond its successes and confront its vulnerabilities with renewed vigilance. The path forward will involve transparent investigation, robust regulatory oversight, and an unwavering commitment to engineering excellence. As the world mourns this devastating loss, it also looks to the aviation community to answer the tough questions and implement the necessary changes to ensure such a catastrophe never happens again, reinforcing the sacred trust between passengers and the airlines they fly with.